Your faith is not determined by how you behave when it starts raining. Your faith is determined by how you behave when the waves are at their highest. Like, you know how they say that money just reveals your true character? Like, if you're a jerk before you get money, then you're going to be a bigger jerk once you get money. And if you're generous before you get money, then you're going to be even more generous once you have money. I think the same thing is true about faith. The storms are what reveal your true faith. Because anybody can say that they believe God for a financial miracle. Anybody can say that they're trusting God for their healing. But what are you going to do when push comes to shove? What are you going to do when those waves are crashing in on your boat? That is where your true faith lies. And I get so fired up about this because I see so many people who have faith and they just give up on it too soon. They think because they've been praying for something for a month and it hasn't happened yet that the answer is no. And they don't keep pressing in. Listen to me. When your situation is impossible, when your situation and your circumstances are dire, that is when your faith needs to be activated, because that is where God will meet you. Just look at any story in the Bible, any story, pick any one you want, and you will see that the people who had faith when everything looked impossible, those were the ones that got to see the miracles. Those are the heroes of the faith. When Moses was standing at the bank of the sea and the Egyptians were on his tail and he's looking at a dead end, he did not lose faith. And because of that, God parted the sea and he got to walk through to the other side. I'm telling you, I have seen this firsthand so many times, multiple times over the last few years. And do you know when the healing occurred? Do you know when the miracles happened? It was when the situation looked impossible. When my horse was choking and the vet said there was nothing else they could do, and he had been several days without food or water, and I'm looking at him dying right in front of my face, and I chose to say, I still believe God. That was when he was healed. When my dad was recovering from his cancer surgery and he was going about his life, and then he goes for a follow-up scan and it comes back, and I chose to say, I still believe God. Then he was healed. You determine today who God is to you. You don't let your circumstances dictate that. You decide today who God is to you. And then when the circumstances get dire, you stand on who God is to you. You don't change it. God is not changing. Therefore, we don't change our minds about him just because our circumstances start to look a certain way. I love you too much to watch your faith dissolve right in front of my very eyes. I am not that nice. No, I am not going to let that happen to you. So I'm going to hit you with some tough love real quick. If your situation looks impossible right now and you're sitting there going, but Caitlin, you don't know all the details. You don't know what's happening. You don't know how many times we've prayed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it doesn't change God. You keep praying, you keep believing, and you will see the miracle.